Appreciate. Well, look, guys, let's see if we can get everybody else back in here, and everybody can see each other here in our kind of. And I'm going to call up some of our chats, see if we can get some questions from these people. But first, I'm going to open with a question for my colleagues. You know, people have no idea about our business, and often when we meet individuals, they have interesting, sometimes goofy questions to ask. What do you think over your career is the biggest misconception people have about what we do as cartoonists? Patrick, I'll start with you.
Maybe the fact that we're doing funny things. That's political cartoons is about funny, is about jokes, or I guess that's the main misconception. Whereas I think what is interesting in this job is that you can go through the full range of emotions with cartoons, from the simple, poignant, emotional image to the we've seen in the samples and of cartoons we have seen just before, all the diversity of what cartooning can accomplish. And so to me, the definition of a good cartoon is when you manage to strike a balance between the depth of the content and the lightness of the form. If you can manage to say something deep, but without being didactic, with humor, or even with, if you can provoke laughs, but at the same time in a very light manner, that's the perfect cartoon to me.
Rob, what do you think?
I agree totally with that some people think that cartoons have to be funny all the time. But the question I think that I get more often, or maybe not more often, but also frequently, is the question about where the ideas come from. Because I think a lot of people think that the editors just hand us, say, draw this topic, and I want you to say this. And I think that, maybe it's just they're not fluent in what editorial cartooning is about in terms of our editors and our publishers. But I think they're surprised that we do it all. Oh, you mean you do the inking and you do the pencil and all of that. And so I think that's a surprise to people that we come up with the idea too.
And that actually refers nicely to one of the questions brought up actually by another cartoonist, Kevin Necessary, who's talking about whether we regard ourselves, as cartoon journalists. And I think that's also a surprise to me, is that we often have to explain that really we wear many hats. And the first thing we're journalists first, then we're columnists, that we're doing commentary on the news. Then we're satirists, where we're using our commentary and adding humor to it. And then we're artists at the end of it. So really, everybody can tell by looking at us that we are the decathlon athlete of cartoonists, right? I mean, we have to have all of these skills to be able to do what we do, So I think that's really interesting.
We are strange animals.
Have a couple.
Let's say
we are strange animals, and also just even conversing between us, you can see that each of us kind of approaches things in a little bit different ways. But there's a lot of obviously commonality in our craft.
I like to approach things with a French accent.
That's good. I would like to be able to do that too, if I could.
You can just try.